the time is 9:19, and I have to be ready by 10. Get ready with me and a little story time. So, like the title, this is about the good, the bad, and the microaggressions about working at Sephora. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try to condense this because it's a lot. So let's start with the good, obviously. Came in to a diverse cast, like you saw every color of the rainbow, every ethnicity, race, everything. My manager was even, I would say, ambiguous, racially ambiguous. She was Jamaican and like Asian. I don't know if it was Chinese or what, but she was very ambiguous. And it was great. The work environment was, I want to say, I don't want to say strict, but she was about work. She was like a go-getter, and it motivated you. She was the definition of a leader. She didn't just tell you what to do, she led by example. Me up to be like a really great sales associate. Because she saw like I have like a natural thing with my clients. So she saw I think she really genuinely saw my work ethic and my hustle and genuinely like invested in me and like really took the time to like put me in everything that was like under the sun inside Sephora and had me doing everything. And was really like raising me up to be like a really great sales associate. But yeah, she would have me in like all types of like trainings. Like she had me at a Marc Jacobs training with the Marc Jacobs global artists. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Gilbert Solis. I got to interact and learn some really great tips and learn some really good things like hands on. She had me in everything, literally everything. I didn't really want to go that light, especially not for tonight. It's really not giving that, but we're just gonna, what you do on one side, you do on. So yeah, she was amazing. It was great. I loved my job. I loved going to work every day. It was just a perfect work environment for me. Yes, it was strenuous and demanding, but because I loved what I did and because I was in an environment that was uplifting and nurturing and just a positive work environment, I was able to thrive. But folks, so because she's such an awesome leader, she switches stores. She goes to a different location, which is, I don't want to say, well, it was in a more high-end area. If you're from New York, then you know Manhasset. So she got transferred to Manhasset. And she actually asked me if I wanted to go with her. And because I know how the clients are out there, I declined. At that point, I had a groove, but I should have followed her because I probably would have done way more. For her, it was very sad seeing her leave. But we then had two managers who were her assistant managers who kind of stepped up together to kind of be general managers. So, well, they were both, and if you know microaggressions, if you notice certain shit, you notice certain shit. So I started getting gaslit and it just got bad. This video is getting too long, so head to part 2 for the bad and the microaggression.
So yeah, the two new managers were super white. And I started to see a lot of behaviors. So I noticed that they started hiring new people because a lot of those people left. And I started to notice that no one was black. There was no black hires. It was very concerning. And I'm not a person to keep my mouth shut, so I would bring it up. And they'd be like, oh, what do you mean? And like kind of just brush it under. But I'm like, y'all don't understand. It feels very uncomfortable being the only person of color here. It feels weird. Do y'all not this weird skew in your hiring process? Like, what's happening? They hire this other boy, and I noticed they're kind of trying to pin us against each other and trying to use him to kind of almost like push me out. They had hired an official GM, and I told her, I was like, I know what they're trying to do. There's a thing they do in Sephora where they try to freeze you out. They try to act like you're not there, or if you're on the walkie, no one will answer you. It's very, very like. But I told my manager, like, I know what they're doing. They're trying to freeze me out, but I'm not gonna leave. I'm not just gonna leave. So, y'all could try to do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not cut like that. Y'all not getting me the fuck out of here. So fast forward, a lot of those bitches that were freezing me out were falling off one by one. I was playing chess and them bitches was playing checker. Two different games. Same concept, but different game, baby. But just the way I was moving, it was working in my favor. And eventually a lot of them bitches just left. So the manager that they brought into my store, unfortunately, she wanted her employees to like her. She didn't know how to, regulate. She wanted them to like her. So she was always, on their side and gaslighting me. And, I just felt really uncomfortable. Imagine being in a work environment where it's just very hostile. There's a lot of micromanaging. It just did like 10,000 things. But the minute you're like taking a moment to breathe after you just did all that side work, here they come. Hey, do you mind working on? Do you mind working on? Do you mind working? Leave me alone. And then, oh my God, they hired a Karen. Do not, her name was fucking Karen. And guess what? She had a black daughter, a Haitian daughter, mind you. Yeah, I'm talking my shit. I don't care if you see this. You know who you are, you racist bitch. To me. Now, I was in a position, not that I was above her, but I was in a position of training. Like, I was basically there to train. I was there way longer than a lot of the people that were still there. I never came at her in a way like, yo, you did this. She didn't finish helping a client, and I let her know, hey, you don't do that. If you start with the client, you finish out, and then you go on to the next client. You don't leave the client you're helping to go then help the next client. Like, finish your shit out. Say it like that. I said it way nicer. Like, I said it like, hey, next. Do you know, she went back and told them, Andrew attacked me. I just feel attacked. As someone with a black child, do you know how crazy it is to say that a black man attacked you when no attacking? How much that vilifies me instantly. And I was already in a position of being vilified because I carry myself in a reserved kind of way. And I don't know what it is with the workplace where, like, if you're a reserved person, like, you instantly have an attitude, or you're instantly deemed a bitch, or you're instantly deemed this, and there's something the matter. No, I just prefer to come here and not socialize with you guys. So I was already always getting reprimanded for either having an attitude that I didn't have. I was also very anxious. Working in Sephora is a very anxious-driven job. Like, you're inundated with different personalities 24/7. You have to gauge your personality with those interactions. Like, each interaction is different. Start to notice there are very similar archetypes, but each interaction is different. And yeah, it was just disgusting. But stay tuned for the finished look, because I feel like I'm talking too much and I don't want to do so many parts. What started out as just like a smoky eye quickly turned into a glossy smoky eye, which I'm really loving this moment. I feel like glossy lids are kind of a summer trend, but I don't know, something just called me for it just gives set to give it.